What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. This is a follow-up video on the LINNPOWER the One. And to say that I've been doing some testing on this board is a little bit of an understatement. I've probably spent more time on this board than any other board I've ever recorded, because it needs so much personalization, so much fine-tuning to get it right. Now, out of the box, I would say it was an 8 out of 10. But when you're pushing these things as hard as you can, you need it to be a 10 out of 10. And so I've gone through multiple bushings, multiple setups, all that sort of thing, and I think I've got it close to a 10 out of 10 now. So we're here in the car park. I've brought the LINNPOWER. I'm going to talk you through what I did wrong and talk you through what I did right. And I'll show you the final bushings that we ended up on. I've also got the MLR and the one over there. So we'll do some laps. We're going to set up the grid right now in this car park. This is our favorite little car park in Queensland. We should be able to get a few laps in. I've got my draggy, so hopefully if I can work out how to use it, I'll get some times as well. And then we'll go from there. So like, this is a follow-up video. This is still not the official review video. That is coming soon. I feel confident enough to make that video now and to really talk about this board's pros, cons. Right, that's enough talking. Let's get the leaf blower. Let's give the car park a quick clean. Let's set up the grid and let's do some laps. Scotty. Alright, we've got the car park set up, the grid is set up. Again, just a reminder, 9 cones, 20 meters apart, and it is as it sounds. One big grid with a really fun track to follow. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to do a few laps, and I'm going to talk to you about the one, about the mistakes I made, the money I wasted, and what I'm running right now. Chris and Jack are both here on their race boards, so you'll hear their boards in the background. I will try to stay out of their way. Let's get a couple of laps and I'll tell you what I did wrong, what bushings I used, and then I'll tell you what I did right. So, first things first, what did I do wrong? One word, venom bushings. I know, you're probably going, what are you talking about? You always talk about Riptide. Well, the place locally was out of stock, and everyone always raves about it's either Riptide or Venom, Riptide or Venom. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, Venom, for me personally, just is horrible. It absolutely sucks. It completely ruined this board. And I tried, I don't know, 5 or 6 different formulas, hardnesses, combos, and I just could not get it right. I ended up putting the original bushings back in it just to be able to ride it on the street, not get wobbles, and still be able to turn gently. So Venoms are gone, they're literally in the rubbish bin, and we've gone back to Riptide. Riptide, I don't know why it just didn't wait, but Riptide, like you know, massive fan. Pay for all my bushings, don't get them for free. That's how much I like them. They just make such a difference. And to this board, subtle differences make a huge difference. So what we've put in the board right now, I've tried probably 3 different variations, hardness, settings, and formulas. And what we've ended up on is we've put a 95.5, where is it? Here it is. So we've put a WFB 95.5A in the rear, and we put an APS 92.A barrel in the front. So 95.5 rear, 92.5 front, and we have mixed those formulas. And it feels really good. I'm still tinkering with it, but compared to out of the box and compared to the Venom bushings, this is a whole different board. So that's what I've done so far. Also, I don't know if you noticed, I have lowered the board down to its lowest setting. So this board now is as low as it'll go. It's on its lowest setting with the right bushings. So hopefully we'll be able to get some good lap times. So we've done some more tweaks to those bushings. It is the game that never ends. Constant adjustments. My toe side is terrible. But we're starting to get around the track progressively faster today. The power of this board as it accelerates off the line is just so enjoyable. Oh. Trying to avoid that oil patch. Oh, let's go. All right, one last hot lap. Oh. Alright, so let's call it there. Before we have an off, let's not tempt fate. So, Riptide bushings, 100% non-negotiable. I'll put a picture on the screen of what I put in. I said it earlier in the video. I tried Venom, I tried multiple different formulas, hardnesses, combos, and they were just, for me, shocking. I am true and true Riptide bushings. The power of this board is arguable, can't even say it. Lowered it down, we've put the Riptide bushings on, we've got the front binding, and this is a true contender now, I think, for the racetrack. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to take to nationals. This has to be on the list. This is like first equal with the MLR. This gets it over the MLR purely on straight line speed and top speed. The MLR with those Meepo 3-link trunks does handle a tiny bit better. You can get around the corners that little bit easier because it has that softer edge with that stiff center. Whereas this, you do have to work for the turns if you want to have high speed agility. So, but the power of this, I mean, this eats anything else I've got for breakfast in speed and offline power. This is the Prime, don't forget. Anyway, I am now gonna finish working on the full review of the LINNPOWER The One Prime. It'll be out in a couple of weeks. I can tell you right now, it gets a massive thumbs up. You don't need to wait for the video. Scott did check out, it gives you the best price possible and helps to support the channel. What board, and don't say both, what board would you recommend I take to the Nationals in Perth? MePo MLR or LINNPOWER the 1 Prime? I am on the fence because, as I said, this one's faster and more powerful, but the MLR is definitely a little bit easier to chuck in the corners. Anyway, that's today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Skate safe, wear a helmet, and we'll see you next time.